Welcome to Cheesehead TV and the road to the 2026 NFL Draft with you, your host, Newt Westen. Happy Monday, ladies and gentlemen. We are here for our mock draft Monday as we start to take a look at what can the Packers do to help themselves up this coming April. If you guys didn't get a chance to see last week, we are going to be doing this every Monday leading up to the draft as we start looking at possible avenues for the Packers to go down in terms of when they will grab their positions of need, what potential players at those different spots might look like, and what are different strategies based on the strengths and the weaknesses of this. If you did see last week, Monday, you saw me get absolutely roasted for taking Caleb Tiernan at number 52 when we did it on PFF's mock draft simulator. It's a pick I stand by. He's a top 30 player on my board. I would do it all over again. However, I hear the people and I understand their concerns and their wants and desires, and the people want some beef up front. And so we are going to look to this time potentially try to hit defensive tackle a little bit harder. We're still going to try to hit those needs that we have, in my opinion, interior offensive line, our cornerbacks, and our defensive tackles, as well as some of those auxiliary needs such as tight end, backup quarterback, running back, and so on and so forth. So this time we're going to be using the Draft Professor's mock draft simulator. I'm going to still stick this with no trades. So we're staying true to the 7 picks that we have in this year's draft, obviously starting at pick 52 because of the trade for Micah Parsons, something that I think we are all still happy went through. I know the people that are the Goot doubters will say, thank God he can't mess up a first-round pick now. For me, I always like having the first-round pick. In fact, when I took this job, we still had our first-round pick, and it was a punch in the gut when I learned that I'm going to be starting everything in the mid-50s for my podcasting. But I digress. Pick 52, 7 rounds. That would have been a quick draft if I left it at 1. And we are off. There we go. So if you have never used the Draft Professor's mock draft simulator, what this does is it takes all the drafts for other teams and it uses that to manipulate the board and have players move up or down according to those picks, especially on day 3. Players that are commonly picked for a team on day 3 will often be picked in the simulator when it is on auto draft. So if the Ravens pick someone all the time, when their fans pick, those players will probably get picked as I am picking here for the Ravens. So here we go, simulating through, seeing guys go off the board, seeing some cornerbacks go that I'd like. Abney just went. We're not going to make a trade there. We're going to reject. And we're going to sit right here. Julian Neal is right there. Oh, God, I think he's so worth it. Kristen Miller's there too. Oh, my dear Lord. What to do. I think if Kristen Miller's there, it's really tough to walk away from that, especially after saying that, hey, I want to grab some players that are going to be that space eater in the middle. Kristen Miller, maybe not like a true one tech. Dominique Orange would fill that a little bit better, but I do think Miller is a much better prospect than Orange, and I'm not looking to grab Orange just because he is going to be a guy that maybe fits that role a little bit better. I think Miller's the better football player. Looking at cornerbacks, I do like Neal. Will Lee's a little early for me there. Some other guys down there. It's kind of thin really quick. Let's go with Kristen Miller this time. Defensive lineman out of Georgia. It's tough to go wrong with that right there. We'll see how it looks for us moving down. Neal just went punch in the gut right there. But I knew that was going to be the case. Lee went. Man, Iggy, I wouldn't mind here. Might be a little early, but it seems that he is kind of a hot commodity in that spot. We really do need that. I think Iggy plays with the type of mean that I would want to see. Interior offensive lineman. Man, it gets thin quick. I like Jake Slaughter a lot. I don't know if I like him third round, but I do like Jake Slaughter a lot. This is the other thing with mock draft simulators. You can kind of play the board a little bit. I would honestly probably not mind taking Jake Slaughter here, but knowing I could maybe, possibly, potentially get him at pick 120, I'll take a gamble. So a little bit of cheating. I'm not going to sit here and deny it, but it is such. I know Dalen Everett's going to be a guy that could be play around here. I haven't actually gotten eyes on him from the scouting lens. So he might be someone also that I'm interested in. I don't necessarily love any of these other guys. Oh, Malik Muhammad, I don't mind. But I think I have Iggy a little bit higher on my board. We're going to go with Davison Igbenbosen. Igbinosun. I said that wrong. Davison Igbinosun right here. Maybe a little bit of a reach. I'm not going to turn away from that and try to say it's not. But I think that you're getting a guy that he's played 4 years of college football where he's been a starter across 2 programs. He's got multiple all Big Ten selections. He is a dude in his own right. I really do think that he's going to be a solid player at the next level. Let's take a look here. My man did not fall. Breaks my heart. That's fine. We can live to find a player another day. So let's take a look at what we got here. I actually wouldn't mind coming back and get Muhammad. I really do think that cornerback is a position that we need to hit. Zane Durant's not a player I want here. Xavier Harris, I would not take nearly this high. I think that is faulty judgment in that part. I don't mind some of these guys. I think the defensive tackle board is thick enough right there. I'm going to double dip on cornerback. If Muhammad's there, I think that he's a guy. While he might be a little bit stiff at times, I think he gives you a safe brand of football where if you can pair him across from someone that is a little bit more explosive, Igbinosun is going to be more explosive. He's going to be a little bit boom or bust, where Muhammad is going to be kind of the into his yang, where he's a little bit of a safer player. I don't love it. I really don't, but I think that our cornerback room is in dire need. You get guys that are going to push the players that are there, and maybe help out with, filling out some more effective play in that room. So 2 of our top 3 picks on cornerback is something that I am not going to be upset about. Tim Keenan's still there. I like Tim Keenan here. I think he does give you that beef where you're looking to complement maybe Kristen Miller. Really throwing all our eggs in the basket of, what do we need, and just hitting that over and over and over. Actually, like Corleone better, though. Man, if Corleone's there, let's go with that. Let's go with the Godfather himself, Dante Corleone. Really hitting what we need now. Defensive tackle and cornerback, just the first 4 picks. Trying to hammer that. I don't mind that. Like the defensive line, especially. I like where it's at. Igbinosun, I can live with that. I would have really liked to maybe get a little bit more high profile of a defensive tackle, but we can live with that. See what the running backs look like. Terrible, as I assume. Jam Miller, I don't mind. Oh, might be Jam Miller. Linebackers. That got thin quick. Oh, man, that got really thin quick. Whoa. Interior offensive lineman. What do we got here? Geez, that got thin quick, too. I feel like all of a sudden I don't have a center. Who do we have on the board still? I loved Brett Foster, but he really didn't pan out all that well this year. Pat Coogan. He's about the last guy that I would feel comfortable taking in this. Oh, man. I really do want Jam Miller, though, and I don't know how much longer he's going to sit on the board. Feels like a stretch to let him go that far. I'm going to try it, though. I think that interior spot, Coogan, I think is a draftable. I shouldn't say draftable. He's a draftable player for sure. I think he's going to be a guy that really has starter upside to him. So maybe on the whip around, we'll be able to get Jam Miller. As I see guys going off. Boom, 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 boom. Is it gonna happen? Is it gonna happen? Maybe. I think we got Jam Miller. Sturdivant's there. Just look at. I do like Onyedim. Got 2 defensive tackles already, and he's a gap shooter. I wouldn't take him with Kristen Miller. You're kind of killing 2 birds, or killing 1 bird with 2 stones, I should say. Not over the moon about any of these guys. Is my boy Jam still here? He is. We're gonna take Jam Miller. I like him from the limited looks. I will say that. Oh, come on, Claiborne, drip along. We're gonna go with Miller. I like Miller. I haven't gotten much eyes on. I haven't gotten eyes on Claiborne. I should say that. I just kind of know about him through the grapevine. So maybe there is a potential for him to rise up in my rankings. 2 picks left. Let's see what we're gonna do with him. Let's have some fun with this. Oh, Diego Pavia. Oh, why not? Why not, huh? Man, I'm not going to draft Diego Pavia, but it is just, so tempting to grab Diego Pavia. Luke Goatmeyer sitting right there. God, I know I haven't looked at these guys well enough to really make a super informed decision. I do want to take a guy here because I think that the Packers will draft a quarterback later on, just to fill that backup role, someone that they can develop. It's a pretty common thread for them. Let's take a swing at a guy right here. We haven't addressed tight end at all. Koisel. Oh, man. If Koisel's there, we're going Koisel. That's pretty quick and easy. I don't think he should be there. He should be much higher, but hell, if he's there, why not? Let's take him. So that's gonna be it. That's the Packers draft that we have here. I was saying it wrong. 8 picks. I said 7. All 8 picks that the Packers have, just running it through. Kristen Miller, which I think is an absolute steal at pick 52. If that happens, then I'm going to be really happy. Follow that up with Igbinosun, who I maybe don't love. I don't know. I think Igbinosun right around there. I think I'd like him like 16 spots back, but we don't get a spot 16 spots back. So Muhammad, once again, I want to get 2 guys in there. I think that could be competent players that could really push your starting time. I think that you get that with Igbinosun and Muhammad. Might be a little bit of overkill. Could have probably gone somewhere else with the Muhammad pick. Not something that I love, but it's going to be a position of need. The Godfather there, Coogan, who addressing that position for the interior, maybe gets addressed in free agency, maybe it doesn't. That's going to be really nice to know, a little more clarity around that. Miller, Jamarian Miller, and then Miller Moss. So kind of Miller's back to back, and then Kristen Miller at the top. They're all over the place with this draft. Miller Moss, it's I have to look a lot closer at the quarterbacks. I did Miller Moss last year. I know Haynes King had the season that he did in the ACC, and it's a phenomenal thing. I don't think he's necessarily a NFL caliber quarterback, but I do want to get eyes on him just from the regards of like, hey, let's give this man a little bit of recognition for the phenomenal season he had. Diego Pavia as well, but I think with Diego Pavia's play style and his size, that does really make it tough for him. But then Tanner Koisel, where, man, I would have, if I grabbed Tanner Koisel at, I don't know, pick 200, pick 159, maybe. I haven't done a full write-up of tight ends, but I know Koisel had a pretty good year this year, and he was, in the mix from like tight end 6, tight end 7. So I'd have it hard to find a belief that, him here is that bad of a pick. So I will take that every time. But that's what we have for the Packers mock draft on this beautiful mock draft Monday. As always, comment. Let me know what I screwed up. God knows I don't need to tell you people to let me know what I screwed up. You'll do it on your own. You've probably already let me know by now if you even made it this far in the video. Maybe you got to the first pick and you're like, nope, done, can't do it. But if you did, I appreciate you making it this far. Let me know what picks you liked. Let me know what picks you didn't like. With the guys that were on the board, let me know that, hey, I might have gone this way instead. Love to hear you guys' feedback. If you have a mock draft simulator you'd like me to try out, please let me know. I've got a couple of them lined up just to give a little bit of variety. But I'm always open to getting new looks and a fresh feel to it. So that's going to wrap it up for this episode. As always, please remember to like, comment, and subscribe with Cheesehead TV to follow all things Packers and their draft. We will see you guys next time.